Hey Patrick,
Hello, good evening, everyone.
uh, good evening. Can you do the mic check? I can't see Sultan and the Aviator is already on the call. Hello, Aviator, how you doing? Thanks for
Yeah, hey,
joining.
can you hear me?
So where's Aliyah?
So we're currently live.
Are we live on YouTube yet?
Yes, we are. Yes,
Patrick,
we are. Yes, yes, we're live.
interesting. Okay.
Good evening, good evening. If you can see my screen, let me know in the comments. Seeing a lot of excitement in the chats on YouTube live. Welcome to day 2 of the No Code AI workshop. Drop your state and your learning track in the chat. Awesome, awesome. Plateau States, I see you. Anyanwu Blessing from Imo. Welcome. I hope you guys enjoyed yesterday's session. Hope day 1 did something good for you. Edo State Cloud Computing, I see you. Lagos Software, Ekiti State. We're seeing a lot of states from the Southwest. Adamawa, awesome. Gombe State, I see you. Yobe, Bonny State, welcome. Welcome to the call. Welcome to this workshop. Have an exciting agenda for you today. Lagos State UI UX, Port Harcourt Software Dev. Welcome, guys. So I'd love to see your comments. How was yesterday's session? Drop your feedback. Have you people started building? Did any of you try out any of the AI tools? What did you learn? For those of you that were here, oh, almost done with building Israel. That's awesome. Well done, Israel. That's the spirit. We're going to kick off in a moment. So, oh, Mohammed say it's very nice. Yes, I'm trying it, sir. Awesome. It was just an eye opener. All right. It was impactful, have not started building. You can't wait to try get started. You know, you have limited time, so you need to get started. Um, Precious Cloud has a mind of its own. Ah, right. That's good, guys. You need to try it out. You need to the only way you can build hands-on experiences if you actually build something with the tools that are available. It was truly life-changing. Built my first prototype project, just testing and tweaking some few items. Awesome, 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 awesome. Today's session is going to be equally as exciting. In fact, double, double the impact, double the value, double the energy. So I hope you guys came prepared. Well, at the end, they see putting together ideas. Awesome. Okay. Some persons love using Lovable, others, you know, like what Sunny Yusuf said yesterday. I mean, whichever tool is comfortable for you to use, go ahead. All right. I personally I use Lovable and Bolt. I know some people who use GitHub Copilot. There are a bunch of tools out there. Anti-gravity. There's a whole lot. We're going to be starting shortly. Few minutes. Kick off. Anambra State, I see you. You're welcome. Okay. Somebody's saying I've started building my website already. I've built a working MVP, can't go live. Um, Chibuikem Sylvester. So you built MVP, but you can't go live. So just make sure that you pay attention to today's session and if you can keep your questions on and our speakers today would be able to help you answer that. Awesome. Started designing it to complete. Wow. You know, I'm really excited. I'm seeing a bunch of you folks are really, really going at it, trying out different AI tools. That is amazing. That's really amazing. You're doing well. Keep it up, keep trying, keep playing around with those tools. Awesome. Yes, Abraham Oluwatobi Lubaka, they can build a functional system like, yeah, they can. I mean, it involves a bit of, you know, technical understanding, but, you know, they can actually be used to build a technical system. So, yes, they can. Uh, awesome. All right, so let us get right into it. Confirm that you can see my screen. if you can see, you see in the comments. Okay, so we're going to start by, you know, setting clear the rules for those of you that are in the Zoom meeting room. First things first, make sure that you mute your microphones. When you're not speaking, and only unmute when the moderator or facilitator calls on you. Use the chat for questions and comments. So you can type questions in the Zoom chat at any time. We'll read and answer them live during our Q&A session. We'll also be looking out for questions for those of you on the YouTube live stream. So do not worry. Myself and my colleagues will be looking out for questions that you might have, whether you're on the Zoom or on the YouTube live. Engagement. So a lot of you have already shared your state and learning track in the chat. So that was awesome. For those of you on Zoom, camera is optional. So feel free to keep it off if you're worried about your mobile data or you prefer to be private. We don't mind seeing your faces, but it's not required. It's not. Uh, then stay focused. So where one person is speaking, others should be quiet and should wait till that speaker is done before the next person speaks. And whatever engagements going on in the chats, we need to keep it kind and encouraging. This is a beginner-friendly space. So as you're going through the workshop with the facilitators, celebrate your wins, celebrate your achievements. You know, would love to see how you are doing. All right. And for those of you that may be using a mobile phone to join the session, so you can use the speaker view so that you can pin the facilitator screen. So you can pin their screen and you can see clearly what the facilitator will be doing. Okay, awesome. So again, I'm just going to reiterate some of the things we discussed about the showcase from yesterday's session. The Knowledge Showcase Special Edition is a 1-month high-intensity innovation challenge. All right, it's designed exclusively for the NextGen cohort. So if you're in NextGen, this is for you. It's to help you it's to encourage your originality and creative freedom, you know, to test your independent problem identification and solution design. It's to encourage you to build proof of work outcomes and, you know, create visible state level innovation moments. So each of you in each of your states, this will be an opportunity for you to, you know, showcase your skills, showcase your abilities and what you can do. Now, the purpose of the workshop is to help you turn your ideas into quality, viable, and functional solutions, okay, which you're going to submit for the showcase. You're going to learn how to rapidly build, you know, MVPs using modern no-code AI tools. We started doing that yesterday. Our facilitator was using Cloud AI. There are many tools out there that you can use to, you know, build functional MVPs rapidly. And I'm glad that a lot of you in the comments have already shared your experiences on what you've been building, challenges you faced, and all of that stuff. So today is going to be double the fun, double the value. Hope you came prepared. All right, so you're going to understand in this workshop how to convert an idea into a structured product concept. You're going to learn how to describe product requirements effectively to AI tools. You're going to observe how a functional MVP can be built rapidly using no-code AI tools. And that would help you build the confidence in experimenting with AI-assisted product building. So um, ultimately improving the technical quality and usability of your showcase submissions. So I want you to be expectant. I want you to be ready. Bring out your notepads, bring out your computers, pay rapt attention because it's going to be amazing and valuable and value driven time. We have two amazing facilitators with us. I'm just going to read their bios and just to let you know who they are. I'll bring them on board to handle their sessions. Okay. So first we have Henrietta Unwuneme. She's an AI product manager with a blend of technical and growth experience across AI, EdTech, SaaS, telehealth, and digital products. She specializes in turning ideas into MVP and has led products from concept to launch. Beyond her core work, she shares practical insights on leveraging AI and no-code tools to help teams build and ship faster, and on maximizing AI to develop stronger professional experiences. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Henrietta Onwuneme. She's going to be one of the facilitators for today's session. Our second facilitator is Hack Sultan. He's a passionate technologist and community builder. Hack Sultan, King Today Sultan, is the co-founder and the head of technology at Alt School Africa. I'm sure a lot of you have heard about Alt School. Alt School is one of Africa's leading digital-first engineering schools. He's also the co-founder of Talent QL and the founder of Dev Career, with a career dedicated to democratizing tech education across the continent. He has become one of the most influential voices in the African tech ecosystem. Proven Impact, he founded Dev Career, platform that has empowered over 14,000 aspiring developers across Africa with free learning resources, mentorship, and career support. And I have to admit, I have also been one of his beneficiaries. He's the creator of NTBS, Not the Boring Tech Stuff, Nigeria's largest private tech newsletter with over 60,000 subscribers. Community-led leadership is the pioneer of large-scale initiatives, including Laptops for Developers campaign that provided laptops to dozens and dozens of, talented young Africans. Like I said earlier, co-founded Talent QL, the platform that builds and places top-tier African talent into global opportunities. Currently, he's driving scalable, no-code and AI-powered tech education solutions, Old School Africa. He has helped thousands of young Africans transition from beginners to professional developers and land remote opportunities. He's recognized as a key thought leader and builder shaping the future of tech talent across Nigeria and the continent. So with a rousing applause, please celebrate Henrietta and Hack Sultan as they take the stage for their session. I want to see the excitement, everyone. Awesome, 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 awesome. Well done. Over to you, Henrietta.
Hi, please confirm you can hear me and you can see me as well.
Yes, we can hear you. We can see you.
Okay, perfect. Sorry, just give me a second. Okay, so thank you for that introduction, Patrick. I am super excited to be in your midst, everyone's midst. This session is going to be more practical than, and I'm hoping that at the end of my session, I already heard that you guys are already playing around with the tool that I want to be able to take you guys on. But I'm hoping that by the end of the session, I would be able to impact more, or would I say give you guys more understanding how to make use of the tool. And of course, generally make use of no code AI tools to ship faster and launch live products. Is this the moment where I share my screen, Patrick? Just to confirm. Because I want to do that.
I didn't catch that. You said?
So is this the moment where I share my screen? Because I want to do that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Just 1 second. Please let me know if you can see my screen. I will just expand this a bit.
Oh, yes, we can.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so like I said, this is going to be very short, more practical, less talk. So quickly, today, what I'm going to be taking you guys on is building an MVP with AI using Lovable. I want to believe that we all have, experienced Lovable, or at least Bo.new, or there are some other products like or Orchid, and then there's one more, but there are a lot of them, right? And yeah, so I'm going to be taking you guys on just one of it, which is Lovable. So like Patrick introduced, my name is Henrietta. I'm a product manager with experience working across AI, SaaS, telehealth, edtech, digital platforms, a couple of them. I have launched MVPs that have active users across countries like in the US, in France, and also in Nigeria. I believe in using AI tools to ship 3 times faster, especially with my team, right? If you want to know more about me and how I, do things, you can check me out on LinkedIn, Henrietta Omoneme. So next, that's enough about me. So what is this session about, right? Basically, like I said, we're going to be using Lovable to turn ideas into working MVP. We'll be using it to obviously, I'll show you guys how you're going to build faster with Lovable, and then think in product steps instead of code. So basically, as a product manager, I barely code. I would say I vibe code, right? And most of the work I have to do is to use my brain to like structure things, because I believe that in this time and era, what you need to know how to do the most is to think and plan, right? If you can think and plan, you most likely can achieve a lot of things, because AI tools now are super smart to perform the work. But what is going to be dependent on is you being able to structure it properly, give it enough context that it needs to be able to execute. So I will be showing you guys how I think as a product manager, instead of writing code, to ship 3 times faster. Next, I also want to believe that we already
Henrietta, we can't hear you. Your mute?
Oh, I guess the other person. So yeah, please confirm that you can still hear me and you can still see me.
Okay, we can hear you. Can see you as well.
Yeah. Is there a place you lost me on, or can I just continue?
So you started with you want to share your thinking process, and then at that point,
You lost me. Okay. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to be sharing my thinking process as a product manager on how I think instead of writing code, basically. So, like we've talked, more couple of times, Lovable is basically an AI tool that turns plain English prompts into working apps. I also saw an article one time where they said that English language has become the most used language for programming, right? Which is quite funny and real in this age and time. Um, Also, things to note that with Lovable, you can be able to describe your idea and generate a working MVP in minutes. You can iterate quickly by refining prompts and features. And you can also go from concept to product to deployment in a single workflow. Also, if you don't know, Lovable has features like the chat where all the work is being done, where you prompt generate features. The plan mode, my would I say the feature that I love the most, the plan mode, which helps me to structure my idea properly before I actually send any prompt. Um, the built-in database, they call it Lovable Cloud, which I believe is an alternative to integrate Superbase, another backend as a service. Then they have GitHub integration where you can automatically, or rather automate the syncing of your code to your GitHub, right? There's also the security analysis, also one of my the tools that I love the most on Lovable, the security analysis, because nowadays AI, I mean, everyone has worries about using AI tools to build and ship live product, and you'd want to make sure that whatever it is that you are shipping is as secure as possible. So Lovable has that inbuilt feature which I love the most. It helps me, so especially as someone that I have little to not so much knowledge about cybersecurity and the likes. Then there is the analytics tool that help you to track, metrics of people coming on your app. Then there's the SEO tool that, I mean, it's wonderful for them to be able to integrate an SEO tool that allows you to optimize, for search engine optimization and the likes. It's all you just need to do is to see the things that they are suggesting to you to fix, and then you go ahead to fix them, and your product is as optimized as ever, right? Then the final and the most important tool, the publishing and deployment. I heard someone say that they haven't been able to deploy their product, and don't worry, this is what I'm here for. I'm going to let you know how you're going to go from thinking to launch. Next, all in all, what you'll be learning um, after I'm done is how to structure a product idea, how to iterate with Lovable to generate prototypes, and how to turn your ideas into live products. Um, so this is where the work is, right? But before I proceed into discussing what we are going to be building today, I would like to know if all the things I've said so far, if you have any questions or anything that you want to, you are looking forward to in my practical, basically. So this is where the work is, right? But before I proceed and see discussing what we are going to be building today, I would like to know if all the things I've said so far.
You know that Zoom,
Or
Zoom is faster.
yeah, Patrick, you may want to help me out here. Okay, thank you. So Patrick, any questions? Any questions for me?
no questions. I'm looking through the chats to see if there are questions from anybody. Okay, somebody's asking, do you use more than one AI tool?
Yes, definitely I do. I mean, I just love Lovable a lot, but I use tools like I use Bo.new. I'm sure Bo.new was the first no-code tool I started using before I went into Lovable. I use GitHub Copilot. I use Orchid. Like I mentioned earlier, most times I just always play around with tools. Once I see any new product that comes on the market, I just always want to just see what it's like, if there's anything different, how it feels, just so that I have an understanding and just be, would I say, up to speed with all the AI tools that are being launched every day. Can we use AI for this?
Awesome.
Sadly, I don't know if we can use AI for data analysis, but I want to believe so. I mean, I don't know what how data analysis work because I'm not a data analyst, but I want to believe that you can. But most importantly, we are using Lovable to ship products, and I believe if you can ship any product, you can ship a product that can be used for data analysis. So, I mean, there we have it, right? So, I think I'll just take one more question, then I get right into it because I don't want us to spend so much time here. Patrick, please help me. There was one last question that I saw.
Yes. I think it's okay. It's the same person asking. So does that mean using multiple AI tools is better than hanging on one favorite? Well, the other one was, can these two work effectively on an Android phone? So maybe you could just take those two and then
Okay, that's
we
fine.
leave the other questions for the Q&A session.
I mean, do what works best for you, right? I believe in trying out a lot of things because you can never tell what can be handy or useful for you anytime, anywhere. You could be in a team or you could join a team where the AI tool that they're using is, something that you played with one time, and I mean you already understand or have an understanding of how that product works, and it's very useful for you. So I wouldn't say stick to a favorite. I would say just try out a lot of things. I mean, you have free will, right? So I guess we can. So then the last question is, can you use mobile? Well, personally, I I interchange with my laptop and my iPad, and I believe that sometimes my iPad I can change it into mobile view if at all I want to see how the product I am working on feels in the mobile phone. But I also want to believe that yes, you can use Lovable on your mobile device. I mean, it's all about I believe they have a feature where you can toggle how you want your the app to be viewed, right? Mobile or desktop and the likes. But while it is going to be difficult to you would want to prompt and see what you are prompting. That is why it's always advisable to use a bigger screen. But it is possible to use a mobile device to prompt and build. But yeah, for a better experience, we just advise that you use a bigger screen. I don't know if that answers the question. Who was that asked that question?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that was Godwin Dahiru. So yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I hope that answers the questions, Godwin. So yeah, straight right into developing. We have our, what I want to work on, which is a simple service booking platform. And I have established our target audience, mentors, freelancers, and or early career professionals, and then I listed out our features. Now, this is the very, very, very important step on when you are trying to build out a product, especially something that you want to launch, right? The planning and the research stage. Right now, if since we are no longer obviously really focused or angled at writing codes, it's more or less you using your brain and you researching and making sure you're planning things properly to ensure that the AI would get what it is that you want to build. um to maximize the output, it's best that you give it as much context as you can to ensure that it gives you what exactly that you are looking for. um Tools that I use for planning are ChatGPT, Claude, and Lovable in itself, because like I said, it has a plan feature that allows you to just go into plan mode and just plan whatever it is that you are planning. But for the first research and planning, I always use ChatGPT or Claude. They help me to structure my idea into better, and also let me know what is possible and what's not. It also, when I tell it, okay, this is what I want to do, this is what I'm trying to achieve, it tells me, okay, these are the tools, the tech stack these are tech stack I may want to use. Just gives me that proper plan. And when planning, I have personally as a product manager, I have like a template that I use so that I don't always have to would I say go over these things over and over again, right? So I generated a template that works for me and my team, right? It has worked for me. In all the products I've built, I've always just use that template, moved it over to the product, customize it to now fit that product I want to build, and that's what it is, right? So you may want to plan or build out a template that works for you. Maybe you speak to ChatGPT, say, "Oh, act as a senior product manager and give me a template that would enable me structure my idea, quickly or faster and the likes." And I can always feed this document into any AI tool like Lovable and the likes, and then it understands what to do. So I think that's like the first step of what you want to do. So you plan properly, you do your research with tools like Lovable and Claude, and then you get right into it. So I have done that. I have done the target audience, the features. The features that we are going to be having for now are landing page to showcase what we are trying to build, service provider listing with name, service price, available time slots, booking flow, booking confirmation page, and then a simple provider dashboard. To make this very interactive, I think you guys may want to give me a name for my products so that we are interacting while we build. I have a prompt that I am going to use to feed into Lovable. And I would copy this prompt and I would just let me excuse this. I'll copy this prompt and I'll put it into Lovable. But when we go into Lovable, I'm going to talk about, just a couple of things before we get right into it. So yeah. Please, I'm going to start sharing my screen. I'll stop sharing my screen so that I can share my screen for Lovable. Just give me a second. One second. Okay. Yeah, please confirm that you can see my screen, you can hear me, and you can see me.
Yeah, okay. We're seeing your screen. I'd love to see comments from the YouTube live. Are you guys seeing a screen? Can you hear her? Those of you here on Zoom. Okay,
I can see your screen.
Okay,
awesome.
perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, so yeah, I just would let me just have this for now. So yeah, the little things I wanted to talk about on Lovable while we are here is first things first, Lovable has tokens that they give you, especially when you at the point of sign up. I think they give you about 10 tokens when you sign up, and then they give you 5 tokens daily for you to be able to keep working every day, right? In case your token gets exhausted, or rather credits, right? And we have this that we can use to attach context. Like I said, we want to be able to make sure that we provide as much context as possible to build out whatever it is that we want to build, right? One thing I like to do, like I shared, is have my template ready, have screenshots or of designs that I feel like, okay, I want my product to look a certain way. If I cannot write out how it should look, I can take screenshots and say, oh, I want it to look a certain way. You have to be, in short, be very expressive, be as detailed as possible, but note that so far as you're using the plan mode, that's all that matters, because at that first time that you are trying to build on Lovable, what you want to do is to attach your context, switch it to plan mode, and then let it like do whatever it is it's supposed to do. It gives you a generated plan of what that is going to be like, very detailed structure, and then you now say, okay, approve, or you edit it before you approve, right? So I think I would go right into pasting this. Yeah, like I said, I want this to be as interactive as possible. So I chose the name Slotly, but you guys can tell me, okay, I want something else. And like I said, we're building a modern web app that allows you to book services, discover service providers who are obviously mentors, and then you as a freelancer, you're able to book, and stuff like that. So let me know if you want us to change the name. And then for the features, we acknowledge that we're going to work on the landing page, service provider listing, yeah, and every other thing else. So for the design,
So we have,
which
yeah, we have a couple of persons
okay,
suggesting names. Next Gen
okay,
Love, Next Gen App,
okay.
Peace Mark.
Okay. I don't know why I can't see the comments. I think so.
Okay, so we have
So
some persons here on Zoom and we have those on the YouTube live. So
okay, okay. Okay.
I'm
So
looking
yeah.
at both of them. Yeah.
So what's the final? This in next gen. Next gen what?
Next Gen T.
Next gen T. Okay. All right. Um. So just copy this and replace it here. Yeah. So NextGen T is a simple booking platform. Yada yada yada. Features. We've listed out the features. The design, like I said, either you prompt the design or you attach what do you call it? Screenshots of what you want your design to look like. So I'm going for a clean modern UI. I would add use clean modern UI with strong colors, no gradients, because we know that gradient is equals to equals to AI. So yeah, no gradients. Then simple navigation, um, card style service listings, mobile responsive layouts, clear call to action buttons for booking. And the general goal is to create a simple MVP booking platform that freelancers and mentors can use to manage bookings. I would further tell it to please ask me follow-up questions. Follow-up question. This is how I work. I always say, oh, ask me follow-up questions just in case it needs more clarity, because you want to make sure that whatever prompt you are sending in, you are not wasting, because I mean it's obviously credits that's going to go, right? So you don't want to, I mean, when they give you as little as 10 when you sign up and 5 every day, you want to make sure that you are giving it, you're allowing it to work simultaneously, and you're giving it as much context as possible at the first time. So please ask me follow-up questions if you have any. And I also, if you want to double down, right? If you want to double down, especially when you are saying that um be wary of your credits, right? I always like to just give it everything at a go, right? I'll double down with things like, maybe if there are external tools I want to integrate, or if there are just things that are not part of whatever the first prompt I want to give, that I want it to be I want to be added as an addition, I add it. For instance, if I don't want to use Lovable Cloud, I want to use the Supabase backend as a service instead, I say, please make sure to ask me to input my my secret key for Supabase, right? I also say things like, maybe if I want to integrate say Paystack for payments, for instance, right? Obviously, maybe we are saying that this booking of this thing now, this product we're trying to build, users should be able to pay for the time slot and the like, right? And I want to integrate payments into my system. I would say, please make sure to ask me to input secret keys for Paystack integration, right? So if you have any questions, and I will like to integrate um I would like to integrate payments Please make sure to ask me to put in my secret key. Yeah. I would have wanted to add the doc I normally use so that it's used that structure to like do things for me. Like I said, I have a personal template that I used to build, but since it's a very simple, very very quick this thing that we are going for, I would just say let's just work with this for now. So you can see here this button that says enable plan mode. This is where you want to enable the plan mode so that it gives you that first okay, this is what you're saying that you want to build, or yeah, approve, edit it, let me know if it works before we get right into it. So yeah, so I will turn that on, and then I would send my prompt and allow it to do its thing. So so yeah, I made my charts to be this way. So I want to be able to chart here, and I want to be able to see whatever it is that I am building here. So you can see it has asked me questions, right? Like I said, I always say, ask me follow-up questions, just in case, just for more clarity. Just ask me questions. What type of service provider will use NextGen Gen T? Freelancers and mentors, yes. Do you need user authentication, sign up login for both customers and providers? Yes, I think so. Do we need that? I guess yes, we can say yes. Yes. For payment, do you want to use Stripe? I'll say no, I want to use Paystack. But I mean, if you say yes to Stripe, this is just me saying, right? If you say yes to Stripe, Lovable has, would I say, it has some sort of collaboration with some tools like Stripe, and there is also, like I said, Superbase, whereby if you say yes, it will just automatically wire all of that up for you, right? But I want to show you guys how I add, how I add secret keys. So I would say no, and say I want to use Paystack, right? I mean, Paystack is more local. You can be able to pay in Naira, so I guess. So next, it says, should providers set their own availability or use predefined time slot? Yeah, I think I would want a provider to set their availability. So that is all of it. These are all the questions he has asked me, and I go ahead to submit. Later. Yeah, so we would wait for it to do whatever it is that it needs to do. You can see it has started planning, right? It has started planning. It's going to give you a plan, and you review it. If it works for you, yeah, you can see skip, edit, approve, right? You want to click on edit to be able to see that plan. Now, this is where, as a product manager, this is where I live, right? I now properly, if there are things that are missing in my plan, I now edit it. If there's nothing, I just say approve, right? So we go through the plan quickly. These are the pages it's going to give us: landing page, browse providers page, provider detail and booking page, booking confirmation page, auth pages. Okay, yes, perfect. Provider dashboard. Yep, client dashboard. Okay. The backend is going to use Lovable, Cloud, or Superbase. Well, I guess so. Till then, he also says Paystack integration. Yes. RLS policies. Yes. Design system. It wrote that out. So I can choose to edit. So I'll say I don't want deep blue. I want deep green, right? As primary, coral accents, and then any other shade of green plus white. Yeah, I guess so. Plus white. So yeah. I think that's all of it. We are good to go. And I say save and approve. And then it goes ahead to do its thing. There's one thing I always do this so that I fully understand the things that it is implementing, which is click on this, right? I click on what it's planning to be able to read its thought to see what it is doing. It's just personal preference. Like I just want to understand or read what it's going through, because it helps you, since you obviously as someone that maybe do not know how to fully code, right? It's going to be very, very helpful for you to be able to understand what is implementing, how is implementing it, and if there's anything that you want to change. Now, if there's something that's going to be wrong with the platform, you will be able to see it from, okay, oh, I understood that you implemented this, that is why. You feel me? So it's now asking me if I want to enable cloud, right? Yes, for this prototype, I want us to enable Lovable Cloud. Yeah, because I mean, it still does what it is that I want it to do for me. So I say allow, right? And then it goes ahead to do its thing. So it has established that it's building its task. It has enabled the cloud. I guess there are more things that it needs to do. Yeah, we would wait. So, like I said, if you are someone that don't really need to code, that doesn't know how to code, sorry, you would want to, read these things that it's saying to you to just understand how it's doing this thing. Also, while we are waiting for it to build, I think I can always just take you round any other part of Lovable that you would find very, very helpful, right? There is this tool here called the add message to queue. This is one tool that I use a lot, especially as someone that I personally I build stuff right with Lovable, and then I have to work, right, and I don't want to always constantly be there waiting for Lovable to finish what it is that it has to finish, and maybe I have another idea that I forgot to add while prompting. I can always just click say add, and then I add a message, and then I send it to queue. So when the other implementation has finished, the next one just picks up immediately. That's one tool that you find very, very useful as someone that maybe that is busy, I guess. Then there's the voice feature where you can always just speak to it, and it gives you write out you'll be able to implement whatever that you said. It's going to transcribe it, and then go ahead to implement. There's the visual edit. So if you are saying you don't want to go ahead to like start maybe, or you don't know how to describe what it is, or rather the exact place you want it to make implementations on, you can just click on the visual edit, and you're able to tap on the place you want to edit, and then prompt it to edit that particular section. That's one place that is also very, very useful. I'm just going to quickly close this so that I talk about more parts of the of Lovable. So there's the cloud, which obviously this is where your database is going to live, right? When it's done implementing it, you're going to be able to see what that cloud is going to, your database is going to look like. If you want to make changes, if you are someone that fully understand how database works, if you want to make changes and stuff like that, you can always just go there, make edits, stuff like that. There is the code. Now, these are for people that obviously want to write the code themselves. You can go here to maybe if you want to make edits. For instance, your what they call it, your credit has finished, and you say, "Oh, I want to be able to edit my code." You can go here, edit it, and you save it. Right? These are all of the other codes. Then there is the analytics. Like I said, you'll be able to track metrics when you publish your app. It is not active yet because we haven't published yet, but you'd see that when everything is wired up. Then if you click here, you would see more tools, which is the security and then the SEO, right? Security, like I shared, when it detects anything that is critical, it warns you, it tells you, oh, you have critical issues, go ahead to fix them. The good thing is you can, it allows you to, even though you do not have, well, at least you have to have some level of credits to be able to use it, right? But it allows you to make these fixes for free without, using your own credits, right? So you just go ahead to just say, fix up for free, and then it goes to do its thing. Then there's the SEO part, like I said. If he has identified issues in your app that would affect its search engine optimization, it will tell you, and then you can go ahead to fix it. So I would go back to our doc. I can see that it has finished. So yeah, this is what it gave us, right? Book top freelancers and mentors. This is the landing page, how it works, featured providers. I mean, this is like a very, very basic and rough sketch, right? Browse services, become a provider. Now, you can see that we have just 10 credits remaining, but I'll just make one more edit so that I show you how we go ahead to, would I say iterate? So when you see things like this and say, oh, there's a change I want to make, all you just need to do is to prompt Lovable to make that change. Like I said, the visual edit, if you click on it, right, you can now click on, oh, this is what I want to change. Say, I want to change this and button to, I'll change this and button to green, right? I just click on it. You can see it has highlighted it, and I say, let's change the color of this to green. Right? I do that and I click enter, and it goes ahead to do its thing. So yeah, there you have it. It has changed it to green. So you can just, if you don't want to start prompting it, generally, and you don't want it to be confused, because the possibility that it could have that and button multiple places, but you want it to be changed at a particular place, right? So you just want to make use of the visual edit. Then I think we'll just play with what it has given us for now. But let me just check because we said let it be mobile responsive. Let's see if it made that happen. So yeah, this is mobile. This is the mobile view. I guess this works. Then this is the tablet view. Oh no, this is the desktop view, and then this is the mobile. Okay, yeah, well, I guess that works. Then if you want to be able to see the, would I say, on a bigger screen, obviously right now we call it's inside the Lovable app, right? So you want to preview it on a larger screen. You just click this button here, right? It's going to open it up on a new tab fully, right? So yeah, you want to click that. You want to refresh, instead of just refreshing the total this thing, you just want to refresh the page. You refresh here. This part is where all the, what I call it, navigations work. So if you want to say you want to switch to browse, you can just click there and it takes you to the different pages. If at all you don't really want to like click buttons to like navigate to these places, so you just want to navigate quickly to a place, you just go here, tap on it, and it just shows you all of the different pathways. So yeah, we can see that, oh, the browse providers, we can see different providers here with their price rates, and their ratings. This works for now. Then let me see if the login works. Right, let's just see if the login works, because remember we said that we wanted it to authenticate with Lovable Cloud, right? So I think first off is to sign up, right? So we sign up, we say Henrietta. Oh, I am a client and my email is this, and my password is this, and I create account. Let's see. Okay, account created successfully. So let's see if that actually works. So I'm going to I would go to the cloud, because that is where you want to see, oh, is this thing working? Has it been wired up? Things like that. So this is the database, right? This is where you see, I mean, everything that happens. This is where you see people that have authenticated. This is your storage. This is where you add secret keys. So like I said, if you want to integrate third-party services, you can say, oh, I want to integrate Paystack. So all you just need to do is go sign up on Paystack, get Paystack API key, name it here, Paystack API key, add the value, save, right? Do that, then prompt Lovable and say, oh, I have added a secret. This is the name of secret. Use it to implement. Use it to do this, that, those. Right now, this is very important because you don't want to make that mistake of having your key appear and be inside your code, hard coded. That's what they call it. And yeah, I mean, it's very risky. We all know that it's very risky. So that is that. I guess maybe if you maybe I'll say for a take home, you can go and read how these different places like edge functions, SQL editor, how they work. But I mean, I don't want to spend so much time, talking about how this works, but just to quickly run through, this part is just basically, this is where this is the part that handles the complex logic, business logic, and the likes, right? So if you say I want this thing to work in a certain way with Paystack, so it built out that logic and it lives here, and it performs whatever it is that it's supposed to perform, connecting both your client side, which is the front end, what you see, and then your server side, which is the back end, right? So yeah, I can see that I signed up, but I didn't see it on my database. That means something is wrong. Let me quickly check the users. Let me see if, okay, it says 0. So that means, no one signed up. But I can see that email is already enabled, which is one of the authentication process. If you want to have people to authenticate using phone or Google sign in or sign up, you can always come here. All you just need to navigate to users, navigate to cloud, navigate to users. You see all of those authentication implementations. Apple, Microsoft, this one's coming soon. So this is where you see how you integrate different authentication processes. For now, we are using just email. So I see that it didn't work. So I'll just prompt and say, the authentication didn't work, and I need it to be able to save on the database. So there's one thing, right? This is one feature that I like the most too, which is called the test feature with Lovable. So when you say make sure this works, Lovable understands, okay, this user wants me to test out the implementation I have done for them, right? It now goes ahead to like test out the feature in itself, take screenshots for you to show you that it works, and then tells you, oh, it works. Now you can now go through that test plan to see how that whatever it is that Lovable implemented works. If while in its implementation there is something that was broken, it would be able to identify it and fix it immediately. So you want to make use of words like make sure, test that it works, make sure this works, stuff like that, while you are writing out your prompts, so that it goes ahead to test out whatever it is that it is implementing for you, and it also saves you credits. So yeah. And also it saves you the time and energies of actually going to that manually test, because you may build something that could be complex and you cannot test properly end to end. So you just say, oh, Lovable, test out whatever you've built, and it goes ahead to do it. So I'll say, and I need to be able to save on database, test that it works, just so I show you guys how that testing works. So I will do this. I guess my credits is gonna get exhausted soon, but I guess when it finishes, I'll just show you how I deploy. So while it's doing that, we would just, I would go ahead to show you, okay, this is the GitHub, when I said GitHub integration, right? So for those of us that have GitHub accounts, and I would also advise that you create one if you do not have one, just so that, you're able to, I'll say showcase, because most times when you are trying to share, I have understanding building some certain things, the one platform that they ask for is, oh, can I see your GitHub URL, your GitHub profile? So you want to link this to your GitHub. So it's just a button away. When you click on it, it's gonna redirect you to GitHub. You sign up or you sign in, and then it just automatically connects, syncs that project. So whatever edit you make here automatically happens on your GitHub, right? So I would click here. So I would show you guys how the testing works. So it says it taught, and then it saw that, oh, yeah, please confirm you can still hear me.
Yes, I just wanted a quick reminder.
Yes,
Time.
we are hearing you.
Time. Okay.
You can just check your
Yes,
private
I can hear
message
you.
as well too.
We can
Okay.
hear.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yep, I'll be going next.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. Before you go, Sultan, can I just publish this so that I show them how to publish?
Yeah, sure,
And-
sure, definitely. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So yeah, just so that we quickly wrap this up, I believe I've said a whole lot of things around how to use Lovable, and I want to understand that we already have an understanding on how Lovable works. So if I want to publish, I click on the publish button. It gives me a URL where I can edit. I say NextGen T is what I want it to be called. I approve that. Oh, okay. NextGen. Okay, TT, I guess. So I approve that. And then I continue. There are some other things that it's going to ask me for. I go ahead to just do all of that. This thing would most likely be useful for SEO purposes, but that's by the way. So I go ahead to yeah. So yes. So the moment I publish this, it is live, right? And I can share the URL to anybody that would be able to access that and play with the app, right? One other thing you want to note is that Lovable also allows you to buy a domain and integrate your custom domain. And like, so just in case you don't want to go with the NextGen TT Lovable app, you can go with that. So I think that is all. When this successfully published, I'm going to share the URL on the group and we can go ahead to play with it. Let me know if you have questions. I'm always here to respond. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Henrietta. So we'll
Yes.
take questions at the end after Sultan's session.
Okay.
Sultan, over to you.
Test the microphone 1, 2, 3. Hi, can everybody hear me loud and clear?
Loud and clear.
Loud,
All right, thank you very much, everybody.
Loud and clear.
loud and clear.
My session is going to be a little bit short. We are a little bit short on time. But yeah, my name is Sultan, Ark Sultan. But the Ark in the Sultan is Akintunde Sultan. My surname is Akintunde. So it sounds like Akintunde Sultan. So that's Ark Sultan. You get, so my voice might not be clear. I'm fasting actually. So maybe that's why my voice is not clear. But I believe everybody can hear me clearly. Is that so?
Yes, we can
Yes,
hear
we can
you.
hear you. All right, thank you very much. So this is what I want to do is this session is going to be short, but it's going to be very interactive.
Yeah.
Because over the past 7 years, I've trained directly or indirectly probably over 100,000 developers in Africa, majorly in Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, Rwanda. I've been active in building up developers. I was a developer relations person for a very long time. Initially, I would say I started writing code about, say, 15 years ago. And you're probably looking like, this small boy, what do you mean by 15 years ago? Yeah, I started writing code about 15 years ago. I started during the period where, with a mobile phone, actually, and not just any mobile phone, with a Java mobile phone. Who knows the period of Express Music, C101, back then, those phones then, before we even, we have the Symbian phones and then we have the Java phones. Yeah, I started with with Java phones actually. I never had a Symbian. I can't remember using one. So that was what I started using to write code during the early days of WAP Tweak, WAPDAM, Cephando 2. You get the period of wapcar.mobi, where people build blogs and code. That was when I started writing code. And so many things have changed so far from that period to now. But writing code, even far back as say 4 years ago, used to be very tasking. I would say building product, not even writing code. Writing code is the easiest part. I would say building a product is very tasking. You have an idea within you, and you don't know exactly how to bring it to fruition. You don't know how to bring it to life. And things have changed so far with the advent of AI. So people could think about the product and then we could build it instantly. So maybe we will try and build, say, 3 products within the next 20 minutes. I know 3 products sounds like a lot, but let's give it a try and see if it's possible. First, I would want you to think about an idea that you've had in mind for a very long time. I mean, not something secret, though. Don't tell me your startup idea. But think about an idea that you've had in mind for a very long time. I will try and open the YouTube and look at the comment section now. And I want you to type in one idea you want us to build. Somebody's sharing their screen. Okay, good. Thank you very much.
Okay.
So what I want you to do is let me go to the YouTube. And what I want you to do is type in an idea that you have. You get type in an idea that you have in the comment section. But I'm guessing that there is a lag between the YouTube and this place, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
people
there
are
is.
not getting this in real time. How long is the lag?
Let's say roughly around 10 seconds.
Okay,
But
are we
I'm
live
looking.
now on YouTube?
Yeah, we are live on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Because let me try and
Okay,
check. So yeah, I feel
somebody's
like that
on
would still
Zoom.
work. That would still work then.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would
someone
still
on
work
Zoom
then.
is saying, I want to build a marriage counseling app. So
I would want to check YouTube because we have more people on YouTube. Yeah, so I feel like I
okay,
should check YouTube, and I thought we could check here. So let's do this. You can pick one for me here on Zoom, and then let me pick 2
okay,
on YouTube. So let's see.
okay.
All right, my idea, an app which can aid the masses in decoding a phishing message. That's good. That's interesting. Somebody said, please, sir, remove your face mask. I'm sorry. Just Google my name. You'd see my face without the face masks. Yeah, but I'm catching cold, so that's why I'm using this now. All right, so we have one. Actually, we have one. Which is somebody said an app that can teach the mass on again an app which can aid the masses in decoding a phishing message. That's one. So can somebody help write that down here in the comment section on Zoom?
Okay.
So that yeah. And then the next one would be Meg Plus Serve that repairs car and design and deals in car parts, book engineer and payment integration. Okay, I think that would be we'll probably not have the time for that. Okay, somebody said I would like to build an app that allows people to have access to hundreds of thousands of Hausa books for free. I think that's very good also too. Let's write that down too also. An app that allows people to have access to Hausa books for free. And let me see. Okay, somebody said a school website with application, contacts, about school fees. Let me just copy that. I think I can do the copy stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got
Okay,
3.
so I just sent that here also to in the comment section. So we have like 4 apps now in total, right? Okay, good.
Yes.
All right, so let's get started. I would share my screen. But before that, I need everybody on the chat section to do something for me. First, we need, say, majorly 3 things to get things done. There is a big chance that people might not be able to code along with me, but I just need you to be relaxed and listen to what I'm trying to say. Let's just work on this together. And I'm going to try and engage as much as possible so that if anybody that is not on this call, you get, would most likely, if you're not focused on the call, you would miss out on a lot of things. You get, even if you end up watching the recording, you get, so just be present here, be active on the call. Let us work together on this, and I promise you it will be very amazing. All right, so we're going to start the tools we're going to be using today. We would be using first we'll start with like anti-gravity. Anti-gravity, I'll define let me write everything down for you. Anti-gravity, that's one. We'll use Netlify, that's two. We use GitHub, that's three. And then we'll use ChatGPT. Now, to build any product, you understand, you need to think about the idea. That's the first thing you get. To build any product, you need to think about the idea. And to think about the idea, you need to know exactly how the product works. So let me pick one, for example, now. Let's say, what was the first one that somebody said, I want to build an, let me try and write out the app. Okay, app idea. Okay, sorry, just give me a minute. I'm trying to the comment section so I can read out, I think the last one that I wrote. Did anybody else write out the whole list? Yeah, somebody did.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
So,
Patrick did. All right, good.
Yeah.
Okay, somebody said the first one is identify fake and banned drugs by NAFDAC. That's the first app. Now, if you think about this app, when you hear something like when somebody comes to you and say, hello, I want you to build an app that allows us to identify what drug is fake and what drug is original. What is the first thing that comes to your mind? Please type in the comment section. Let me know what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear something like that, hey, we want to build an app that allows people to decide, to be able to confirm what drug is fake and what drug is not fake. What comes to your mind? So please, in the comment section, I need you to think, you understand, visualize that somebody is asking you, you get, oh, we want to build an app that allows people to know what drug is good and what drug is bad. You get which one is original, which one is fake. When somebody tells you that, what comes to your mind? So I'm in the comment section now, you guys. So I'm trying to see. So okay, somebody said number one, NAFDAC number. That's very good. Somebody is sharing their screen here. Somebody said number one, NAFDAC number. Number two, name of the drug, pharmacy, health, scan code for accessing. I think these are all fantastic. So let me start with NAFDAC number. Now, when we say NAFDAC number now, remember that NAFDAC number is one per drug unit. You get, so not per drug unit, not per SKU, per drug unit itself. So let's say Emzor as a company makes paracetamol and then they make like 5 other drugs. Paracetamol would have one NAFDAC number. So even if they make 1 million paracetamol units, all of them will have the same NAFDAC number. You get, so that is one. So can we say, oh, NAFDAC number is the SI unit for measuring what is a fake or what is original? I would say no. So let's think about something else again. Oh, QR code embedded in app, or let's say, okay, there will be sections on the app where NAFDAC will be inputs, drug manufacturer, scan code. Okay, scanner to access code, good. Now, you see, so thank you very much for everybody with the ideas. So this is the next thing again. I'm seeing so many things that are good and useful, but not scalable. For example, when we say, oh, barcode to be able to confirm if the drug is real or not, then you think about it, who are the people that are going to use the drug? We are the people that will be using the drug, right? Do we have barcode scanners at home? It gets, I mean, we could use our phone to actually scan a QR code. That is a little bit different from a barcode scanner itself, the ones that they use where when you're buying something at the supermarkets, where they used to scan the code. It's locally programmed, you get in terms of prices and code. So you'd see that while some direct solutions might look easy, they are most likely not scalable. You get, so I would say the one where you check, there is already a model for that, which is private numbers issued by the company that is producing the drug, and then you confirm it by SMS or by inputting it into a particular website. So you just take your phone, and then when you scratch the drug, so the drug has its NAFDAC number there already. But then when there's a panel where there's like, when you want to load a recharge card, there are platforms that have hidden numbers, just like a recharge card. So those drugs would have like hidden number, and then when you scratch them, you get to see a code, and then you can text that. But yeah, let's get to building now. Let's start with that and then let's get to building. So I mentioned that we're using 4 products. I said we're using Antigravity, Netlify, GitHub, and ChatGPT. Now, let us start with this. Everybody should go to netlify.com and create an account right now. So go to netlify.com and create an account right now. And when you're done creating the account, just comment created. You get, when you're done creating the account, just comment that you've created the account. Okay. I would be waiting. All right, so I think this is the part where I'll start sharing my video. Okay, let me try and check the comments. So if it's a 10 seconds lag, okay. Somebody said done, Web3 Ninja said done. Okay, I'm guessing you probably have it already, but people are creating their Netlify accounts right now. The site is netlify.com, N-E-T, you get L-I, you get, and then F-Y.com, netlify.com. Exactly, Netlify, exactly. So people are creating their accounts. So the next thing is, let us now describe what the product would look like. So I'll go ahead to share my screen now, and then we can move forward. Now I'm using a wide screen. So there is a chance you get that there is a chance that you might not necessarily be able to see everything fully. You get, but yeah, let's just try and go with that though. Okay. Oh, can you see my screen already?
Yeah,
You can
it's
see my screen?
visible. Yes.
Okay. This is okay, good. Okay. Yep. Something okay, yeah, I can see it. For some reason, I think the system just kind of like logged me out, but the app is still all right. Good. Let me bring this here. Sorry. Okay. So yeah, everybody can see my screen now, right? This section, let me also bring out this here so that we are all in agreement. Okay. All right. So on my screen now, you would see a tab on this left-hand side that is called anti-gravity. I'm going to get there. Then the next thing is you'd see a small box here. This is a browser. And then it has 3 tabs open actually that we need to worry about. It has ChatGPT tab open. It has Netlify tab open. You can see that I'm not even logged in yet. And then it has GitHub tab open also too. So yeah, let's come.
The screen is too tiny, please. The screen is too tiny.
Hey, that's what I'm scared of. I use a wide screen monitor, so it's a little bit. Let me see if there is a way to try and fix that. Give me a minute. All right. Okay, stop sharing. Okay, let's try something else. Let's try this. Okay, I think I have a way to go about this. Okay, good. We could try this, I guess. Okay, I have an idea, yeah. Okay. Okay, so everybody can see my screen here now, right? Is it big enough now? Hello?
It's
Hello?
better, yeah. So people say it's better.
Okay.
Yes, we're getting a lot of
Yeah, I
yeses.
think it's better now.
Okay, good. All right, now, so please, somebody remind me, what are we
Good
building
enough.
first? What are we building first?
The NAFDAC
Okay, so now
self-determined
let's
fake.
exactly. So now let's write out a prompt here. Let's write out a prompt using ChatGPT to get us to write a prompt to build something simple for that. So I would say, I want to describe what the app is exactly. Everybody knows ChatGPT here, right? Please reply yes if you know ChatGPT. So we're going to
Yes, sir. We
ChatGPT.com.
know what ChatGPT is, sir.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to ChatGPT.com. You get, so this is what we will do now. I'm also assuming that everybody have access to ChatGPT, even if it's a free account. So go to your ChatGPT now. I'm typing a prompt right now, and I want you to also type the same prompt, but make it a little bit different from my own. You get, so we're going to be typing the same prompt, but make yours a little bit different. You get, and then let's see what the result will be. So my own prompt will be, I want to build a drug verification app, web app. Everything for now, everything should be front end. I want this to say typing error. Okay, aesthetically pleasing. The home page should have an option to type in a code gotten from the drug, and the system should verify the code. For now, write out 10 you'll be checking against as we okay, write a prompt to build this. So I'm going to read out my prompts now. All right, so before I even send it now, the whole idea of writing a prompt to build is, remember, we are trying to make sure this is a no-code system. Okay. Okay, I'll post this thing here actually. All right, so now the whole concept here is we have something we want to build. We know it already. You understand? Now the next thing is, how exactly do we describe that to the AI system to be able to like itemize all the features and build it out? That is what we're trying to do. It's like when you hire a developer or you want to fix your car, you get, and then you know what is wrong with the car, and then you are telling the person that, hey, I need you to take this car to the mechanic. I need you to change the front tire. I also need you to change the back rear wind glass. I need you to fix the boot handle. You have to be quite descriptive enough to know exactly what you want to build and how that would work. So how are we doing on the Netlify registration, everybody? Can somebody help me check if we are doing okay on the Netlify registration?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're doing okay. We have
Okay, good.
a lot of people
Who have
saying
registered.
done.
Okay, good. Please keep that. That is very important. Now, the next thing also is, how is our ChatGPT prompt? This is my prompt. Let me read it out. I want to build a drug verification web app. Now, I'm selecting web app because I need this to be available right now on this live call. You get, if it's a mobile app, it's going to take time to build. We'd have to start looking for it. It's not easily testable. You get. So I want to build a drug verification web app. Everything should be on the front end. Now, the reason why we are saying everything should be on the front end is because We don't have the time to start setting up our databases outside, to start doing authentication. So we need the mobile app to still work, but we just want things to be on the front end for now. Now, I want this to look aesthetically pleasing. You get, it means that the coloring and then the design should be nice, should be okay for you to see, not just black and white. The home page should have an option to type in a code gotten from the drug, and then the system should verify the code. Now, this is what we discussed. The idea is each drug would have a scratchable code. And then when you scratch that code, when you scratch that section, you see the code underneath. And then you can now type that code into the website to check if the drug is original or not. So remember, we cannot use our NAFDAC number because it's not unique to every drug unit. But however, the code can be unique. You understand? It's like when you buy an MTN recharge card, you know that even if you buy 500 recharge card in a day, all of them will have different codes. And this is what we also want to work with also too. It's very important. You get, so that is why we decide that, oh, first of all, we are thinking about the problem. This is what we want to build. Then what is the most efficient way to solve this particular problem? Oh, we've decided that let it be by verifying a code that is going to be on the drug. Now, a code already comes to the drug, which is a NAFDAC registration code, but we've seen that it's not scalable because NAFDAC code is attached to that particular drug and not necessarily each individual unit. And remember, if somebody who does fake or a scam person should just buy one drug, they will see the NAFDAC number. And it means that they can develop the fake and also just use that same NAFDAC number on the fake, and that's the end. But even if they buy the drug and then they peel off the secret code, even if they copy that code and use it to make new batch of drugs, it's not going to work because each code is unique to each drug. Does everybody understand what I'm trying to say? If you get me, say yes. If you don't, please say no so that I can check through. Can somebody help me check the comment section also? Okay, I'm seeing a lot of
Okay,
yes.
we have more no's. There's
Okay,
one yes.
Okay, good. So let me explain again. Let me explain that section. Now, we've agreed that we want to buy, let's say this is, let me use this as an example. Let's say this is a drug. Do we all agree that this is a drug? Let's agree that this is a drug. This is, say, paracetamol now. Now, there is a code that comes with paracetamol, which is the what? The NAFDAC registration number. Let's say this is you see that as the barcode somebody mentioned. He said this is the NAFDAC registration number, for example. Let's say you have the NAFDAC registration number here. Now, let's say the company that is making this drug, they make, say, 1 million units of this drug. Do we agree? They made 1 million units of this drug. Now, remember that we want to check if each of those 1 million units is original or fake. Remember, the original is 1 million units. And also, let's say the fake people, they also did 1 million units of fake. Now, the question now is, the people who are making the original, they want to make sure that when you buy this paracetamol, the one you are buying is directly from them, is original. So what they've done is, they've gotten NAFDAC registration number first. So it's visibly there, A1234. That is the NAFDAC registration number. Now, the next thing is, our verification number? And that is where it gets interesting. So what this particular MZOR will do is, they will say we have 1 million units of MZOR. Now, they need to create 1 million verification codes. Now, up to you, it might feel like, how 1 million verification code is a lot. But think about it. We used to buy recharge cards, you get, and each of those codes are unique. You've never tried loading a 100 naira recharge card before, and it tells you that, oh, we mistakenly gave you 200 naira. You understand? That is one. Number two is, drugs are an important part of human life. You can take the wrong drug and end up dying. Even though it's going to take a lot of effort to make sure that each drug is unique, do you think it's too much work? Think about it. If we can always buy recharge cards and get unique code, can't we buy drugs and get unique codes on those? And think about it. How often do you buy drug compared to how often you buy recharge card? So let me ask now, on this part where we are now, does everybody understand where we are now? We are getting a job. It has a NAVDAC registration number, and then we're talking about a unique code. Everybody gets to that part, right? Good. Now, the next thing is we've decided that we have 1 million pieces of this drug, that is our original drug. Then we decide that, oh, we want to do, somebody's asking, but my question is batch number. Okay, please, let me just continue explanation. All right, so we've agreed that we have 1 million units of this drug now. What we will now do is we are going to now create 1 million unique codes and attach each one to each of these drugs one by one. So, for example, this one will be unique code A12571. The next one will be unique code A12ABC4. You get? So we do it like that. And what now happen is that unique code will now say, let's say we have somebody who is a verifier. So, for example, somebody should give me a name in the comment section here. Somebody that you know that is very trustworthy. Type the name of somebody that is very trustworthy here in the comment section. I need somebody's name. Somebody you know that is very trustworthy. You can type yourself if you think you are trustworthy also. Okay, let me see. I've seen Mr. Patrick. Good. So let's go with Mr. Patrick. Now, you see, so let's now decide that we want Mr. Patrick to be our AI. Mr. Patrick should be the one verifying, should be our verificator. You get? So it means that Mr. Patrick has all the 1 million code, the original code that we generated. Mr. Patrick has everything. He has everything printed. He has it on his phone, for example. So it means that if you go and meet Mr. Patrick and you say, hello, Mr. Patrick, I just bought this paracetamol. This is the unique code. Can you confirm if it is real or not? What do you think Mr. Patrick will do? Mr. Patrick will say, okay, wait, let me see the code. Mr. Patrick will read the code. Mr. Patrick will say, okay, let me now check the list of the unique code that we have. And Mr. Patrick will go to the list of codes that he has and say, oh, okay, let me see, this one is here. Oh, this is it here. And Mr. Patrick will say, oh, I can find the code here. It means it's unique. And then Mr. Patrick will do what? He's going to cross it out. Now, what happens is once Mr. Patrick crosses it out that we found this code or it has been used, you've bought the drug, it's original. It means that if somebody else comes to Mr. Patrick to say, Mr. Patrick, oh, I bought this drug, Mr. Patrick sees the code and decides to check the list and says, this code has been used already. You see, it means that that drug is fake. Sure, you understand? Does everybody understand the explanation up to this point? I'm getting somewhere. Please reply yes. Good. I'm seeing just one yes so far. Okay, somebody said no, they don't understand. Let me take that part a little bit. We have one code. I just bought this drug now. You get, it has a unique code. Mr. Patrick is our verificator. You get, Mr. Patrick has all the 1 million code we generated. Remember, at the beginning, we have 1 million codes and 1 million drug units. I'm feeling sick and I bought one out of that 1 million. We have 999,000 left. Mr. Patrick, and I called Mr. Patrick. Mr. Patrick, this is the code in the drug I just bought. Can you tell me if this drug is real or not? What Mr. Patrick would do is he's going to open his list of codes and he's going to compare it to the one I just gave him. And if it tallies, Mr. Patrick will say, oh, Sultan, I can find this code here. It's original drug. And if it does not tally, we say, oh, Sultan, this code is not in our 1 million code that we generated. It's fake. And once Mr. Patrick finds the code, he's going to cross it out and say, okay, Sultan has bought this code. You get that? That is the reason why when you buy a recharge card and you finish using it, somebody else cannot take that recharge card and also use it again. It's because you've crossed that recharge card out. You've used it. We are in agreement now, right? All right, good. So the next thing is you've gotten that particular code and then you've confirmed. Once you confirm the code, you cross it out. But remember, we said Mr. Patrick is our verificator. Now, imagine if 1 million people are calling Mr. Patrick every day to ask him to check a code. Do you know how, imagine you are sick and then you have to wait for Mr. Patrick to read his message to check a code. Do you know how tiring it's going to be for Mr. Patrick? That is where a system comes in. So instead of us having to call Mr. Patrick every time, what if we have a system an application, a website, that website knows all the codes that have been generated. And then when we type in our code inside, the website checks that, oh, this code is active. And then it tells you that, oh, this code is active. And if it's not active, the website will tell you, oh, this code is not active. You get, this code is fake. You understand? That means we've automated that process and we don't have to stress Mr. Patrick every time. You get, it means it's faster for everybody. You don't have to call Mr. Patrick and say, even when Mr. Patrick is sleeping, you call him to wake him up. Mr. Patrick, let me check the code. But if we have a website that can tell us if the drug is real or fake, it means that we've automated that whole process. And we've also solved our distribution process. That is a what? A scalable system. You see, it is scalable. Now, what do we need to access this system? It means that what we need to access the system is just a phone that can access the internet. That is what we need to access the system. You don't have to buy anything new on the phone. You don't have to do anything. Just take your phone, go to the internet and type in the code. Now, imagine if we were using a barcode scanner. It means that your phone cannot scan a barcode. Don't get me wrong. Your phone can scan a QR code, but not a barcode. So it means that even though there is a barcode on the app, on the drug, your phone cannot scan it. To scan a barcode, you have to buy a separate machine that scans barcode. Do you want to tell everybody that buys paracetamol that they have to buy a barcode scanner along with their paracetamol? Do you see the problem with scaling the business now? You see, it also means that before you now use the barcode, you have to plug it to electricity. What if you are sick and then there is no light and you have a barcode scanner? It means people are not going to be able to use it. If you are not at home, it means you cannot confirm a drug. You see, so when you are thinking about a solution, you need to think about something that is scalable, that is easier, and that is efficient. Does everybody understands me now? Please let me see your yes or no. Let me know we are together. Okay. Thank you very much. All right, so then the next thing is, how do we build this system? Now let us come back to our what? Our ChatGPT. So this is it now. The prompt is, remember, I want to build a drug verification web app. Everything should be front-end for now. I want this to look aesthetically pleasing. The home page should have an option to type in a code gotten from the drug, and the system should verify the code. For now, write out 10 codes that will be checking against. We will use this as our valid codes. Write the prompt to build this as an experienced senior developer. Now, what this means is we are telling the system that this is what I want to build. This is how I want it to work. You get, everybody's with me, right? Then we are clicking words. So everybody, remember what I said earlier on. Everybody, have you written your own code, your own prompt? Something similar to this. Have you written your prompt? You know, I like hearing your yes or no. So please go ahead, type in your yes or no. Have you written your prompt? Let me even check. I can check this thing and see. Okay, I can see so many. Have you written your prompts? Okay, thank you very much. All right, good. Now, I'm going to send my prompts. So what is happening now is the AI system, ChatGPT, would write out the code. First of all, provides us with the code. Can everybody see my screen? Somebody said, yes, I copied yours. Good. Exactly. So what we are doing now is the system is thinking about the instruction we just gave it. You get how this thing should work efficiently, the best mode of operation, the system to use. We're not writing any code. Remember, so far, all we've written is the instruction on how we want the app to work. But before doing that, we took our time to actually think about what the app is meant to do. We talked about scalability. If we tell the app to build it as a barcode scanner, it would give us the prompt. But is the barcode scanner scalable? No. So that is why it's important that when you want to think about a product to build, you have to think about the distribution of that particular product, the use case. You have to take your time to think about how that product would work before you just jump into building it. Now, this is it now. We have this now. We have the, what do you call it now? So we have the prompt here now. So we copy this prompt. Now, remember I said we are using 4 tools. I said we're using Netlify, ChatGPT, Anti-Gravity, and GitHub, right? Everybody, so far, you've created a Netlify account, right? Please, I like hearing that yes. Yes. If I don't say yes, say Netlify. Type Netlify in the comment section. Let me know that so that I know that it's Netlify I'm seeing and it's not the previous yes. Exactly. So yeah, type Netlify in the comment section. Let me see. Okay, good. All right, so now what we'll do is we'll look at what this prompt has given us, you get, and then we copy it. Now, the next thing is, because I saw the video and I'm assuming that a lot of people are currently using their phone to join this call. So it's possible that some people are not with a laptop. Now, there is a software called Anti-Gravity. So let me Google it and say, Google Anti-Gravity. So this is the Anti-Gravity by Google. You get, it's a free to download mobile desktop app. You can use it for your MacBook or your Windows. It's for your computer only at the moment right now. You get, when you download this, what you get is this. This is the Anti-Gravity. You get, and this is where we want to be this is where we want to place our prompt. So what we call this now is the prompt. What we call this is the prompt. This is the prompt. So we copy the prompt. You get, we copy this particular prompt. Let me see this. Give me a minute. So we copy the prompt and then we come into our browser, our Anti-Gravity here. So this is how we go about it. Is on Anti-Gravity now, you create a new folder. You create a new folder, then you create your project inside that particular folder. That is, it's as if you are saving a file on the computer. You get, remember, everything is a folder. So you create a folder and then you put the design into that particular folder. So right here, I created a folder called 3MTT. It's still completely empty. When you look at it, you can see that 3MTT up here is empty. This is the inside of the folder and it's currently empty. But we're not going through the folder. We're going through the no code builder. Remember, the point is for us to use technology to actually develop this directly using AI, not for us to type in the code. So what we did was we first of all used our first AI was ChatGPT. We explained what we want to be to ChatGPT and asked ChatGPT to write the prompt for us. And then ChatGPT did the prompts. Okay, somebody said they cannot copy all of their prompts. There is always a copy option at the top of ChatGPT. You get, or maybe when you scroll down on mobile. So somebody asked how I got to Anti-Gravity. You come to Google, just Google Anti-Gravity. Go to google.com and just type in Google Anti-Gravity. Anti-Gravity is an app built by Google. Everybody knows Google, right? That's giant company that owns Google search engine and every other thing. You get, so Anti-Gravity is an app built by Google. That's what we're going to be using today. So we come here and then you download the Anti-Gravity here. But as I said, just what you need to do is stay with me. If for some reason you're not able to download Anti-Gravity right now, it doesn't matter. You can watch this video later. But if you don't focus and listen clearly, when you're watching this video later, you might still not understand. So you have to like be here with me, look at what I'm saying, and then ask questions. So good. But back to our no code. This is our prompt. And then we copy the prompt, and then we come to Anti-Gravity, and then we paste the prompt in our chat section of Anti-Gravity here. We send the prompt, and then we let the AI think about the prompt. Okay, somebody said, I don't have a laptop. Can I download Anti-Gravity on my phone? No, Anti-Gravity is not available on mobile phone yet. You get, unfortunately, it's not available on mobile phone yet. Lovable, the lady who did the first presentation, Lovable is available on mobile phone. Yeah, but Anti-Gravity is not. But remember, you just need to like understand what we're talking about. See, the interesting thing about when it comes with coding with no code tools, everything is similar. You understand? The same way you would think around if you are actually like working with one no-code tool, it's most likely the same way you think if you are working with another no-code tool also too. So right now, we've pasted the prompt here that was given to us by ChatGPT. We've pasted it inside this anti-gravity, and anti-gravity is writing the code for us right now. So what anti-gravity will do is it's going to create a landing page. It's to create a section where we can type in codes. And then anti-gravity at the side would also now create a file that contains where all the original codes are. So when you type in a code to confirm, the system would go and check the original code instantly. Now, the good thing is, if we're using Mr. Patrick, we would have to call Mr. Patrick. It will ring. Mr. Patrick would have to answer and say, hello, who is this disturbing me again? But because we are using a system, everything is much more faster. It means that in less than 2 seconds, 1 second, even milliseconds sometimes, we can quickly verify if a code is real or not. Remember, what we are building is a drug verification system. Okay, thank you very much. So the system is still currently building. So far, we allow it to do its thing. It should be done in a couple of minutes. While that is going on, do you have any questions to ask me? Let me check YouTube and see. Please go ahead.
Someone has this to say. It says, it's like this meeting is not for data analytics. I was wondering, could you share some ways that maybe tools like AI can be used to build solutions around data analytics?
Okay, I can't talk about it, but we probably would not be able to physically go into it now. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Now, for data analytics, what exactly, the first question is, what do you want to do with the data? You get to start from that. Of course, the same logic of how the AI is writing code for front-end people and back-end people. It's still the same way it's going to be able to analyze the data also too for back-end, for data analytics or data engineering folks also too. So what happens is, if you have, let's say, there are 2 ways you could actually use AI and no code for data analytics. Number 1 is you can build a platform that you can upload data into to analyze. That is 1. Number 2 is you can also directly even use ChatGPT to analyze data also too. I'm sure a lot of people don't even know that. So you can upload the old data. Let's say you have thousands of data in Excel sheets. Go to ChatGPT and then you can upload it as a file inside. What happens is, before you even start mapping out the data and also fleshing the data, you'll be able to give it, immediately you're uploading the data, you give it a minimal instruction first. What happens is, let's say, for example, we have the data of everybody that is in university in Nigeria, for example. Now, the person that asked that question, let that person tell me, if you have a data of every single person that is in the university in Nigeria, and you want to perform data analysis on that particular data, what kind of information or data or information are you trying to get out of that particular data? Let that person answer so that we can move forward from there. If you have a data, please, where is that person? The person that asked about data analysis. Please drop a comment.
Aishi. Okay, they're not. Nenge Aishi. Can you answer?
So the question is, if you have the data of every single student in university in Nigeria today, what do you want to do with that data? When you answer that question, then we're going to move forward to exactly how to go about this. As I said, if you try to start downloading the app right now, it might take time. So don't worry about downloading the app and just try and understand what we are building. See, once you get the concept of, oh, this is this first stage, this is the second stage. After this call, you can look for where it has a place with a good network, and then you can watch this video and then reiterate and then try and go back and rebuild. If you try and say you want to code along, it might not actually be as efficient as you think. Okay, all right, so we are done with the app now. The system has finished building the app for us, but we've not seen the app yet. You get, now what we need to do is install a couple of dependencies on the app, and we are still not going to be writing code. That's one. So, okay, analyze data and grade, and analyze the data and grade the data according to the group. So this is it here, is comment from YouTube. I'm also going for data analysis and visualization, but this is an open mind, right? Okay. All right, so why the person that asked that question has not answered yes, I feel like what we can do next is to just directly, let me give you an example. So if you have the data of every single person that is in the university, you get in Nigeria, you can ask that, oh, how many students are in first class and what courses are they taking? Well, now what you want to do with that kind of data is you want to know what courses, what those kind of courses are. When you know the courses where people are in first class more, so you find out that, oh, so many people that are studying microbiology, a lot of them are in first class than any other course. Then you can start asking yourself questions that, is it that more people in microbiology are getting first class because the course is easy? Or is it that they are more intelligent? Or is it that the teaching style is better? You get to use that information to ask so many questions. You get, and that is what AI can do for you. So you can upload the data into ChatGPT and ask it, based on this data, you get, what school has the highest number of first class graduates? You get, what school has the highest number of people in engineering courses or mechanical engineering courses? You get, the whole idea there is you can interact with that particular data, but the easiest way is just to upload it into Google. Now, the second thing is you could build a simple web page that can analyze the data also too for you. So the same way we are building something that can check if the drug is real or not, it's the same way we can build a platform that we can now upload that Excel sheet into to actually check. Now, let's come back to our app. Remember, what are we building again? Type it in the comment section. Let me hear so that I don't forget. What are we building again? Now, this is very interesting. Watch the comments. Immediately type your own. Look at the comment section of the next person, and you see that the person is going to type something different. Now, let's try this. Go to the comment section now and type in what we are building. And I'm betting you that the next answer from somebody else is going to be different from what, it's probably going to be the same meaning, but it's going to be different from what you would type. So please go ahead. The first one I'm seeing from my side here, it says an app to verify the validity of a drug. That's the first one I'm saying. You see? Second is how to verify the drug is fake. Drug verification system. Everybody's with me, right? Good. Okay, so what we've done here so far is we've gotten our prompt, you get, and then we've also given our AI anti-gravity, the drug, the prompt to build it, and then we've compiled that because we want to push it to live. Remember, the goal is to push it to live. Now, what we now do is go back to our browser and now test run and see what we've built so far. So if I come to my browser here and I paste in this is our platform. Can everybody see this now? Med secure verify. Now remember that we said that everything we want to do should end with 3MTT, the word 3MTT, right? Can you guys see how fine and simple it looks? Please rate it 1/10 in the comment section. I want to see. Mr. Patrick, you said everything we build has to end with 3MTT, right?
It's okay.
We can, so now let's now tell the AI to change it from MedSure verify to MedSure 3MTT. So the name is currently MedSure verify. So let us tell our AI to change it from MedSure verify to MedSure 3MTT. So we say that change MedSure verify to MedSure 3MTT. And then we do what? We send it. So it means that even after the AI has done designing a system for you, You can always make adjustment. And people are asking how we got here. Let me explain and go back again. At first, the first thing we did was what? The first step. As I'm saying this step, be typing it in the comment section right now. I need to be seeing it instantly. The first step was what? To think about the products we want to build. Do we agree? Type think about the products. No, don't say yes this time. Type think about the products. Let's be clear. Type think about the product. Good. The second thing is what? Good. Everybody's good. The second thing is what? Tell ChatGPT the products. That's the second thing. Tell ChatGPT the products. Good. Tell ChatGPT the products. You get. Exactly. And then the third thing is copy the product prompt. Copy the product prompt from ChatGPT. Copy the product prompt from ChatGPT. That is number 3 that we've done so far. Remember, think about the product, tell ChatGPT the product. The third one is what? Copy the product prompt from ChatGPT. That is how we are getting here. Good. Copy the product prompt. And then the next one is what? Paste the product prompt on anti-gravity. This is long, but you have to type it. You get, we cannot be lazy on this code. Paste the product prompt on anti-gravity. Let me also type it here also too. Paste the product prompt on anti-gravity. Take your time and type it. You have to remember that word, anti-gravity. Paste the product prompt on anti-gravity. That is the 4th step. You get me? And then when you when you finish pasting product from anti-gravity, now is run the response in your browser. So the next one is what? Run the results. Run the results in your browser. Remember that this is how our users will use the products in their browser. Run the results in your browser. And when we did our results in our browser, what did we get? We got measure 3MTT. Can everybody see that we've changed it to 3MTT? You see? Mr. Patrick, are you happy with us now? We have 3MTT here.
Very happy, sir.
All right. Good. So now we have the platform. It's looking simple and fine. But does it work? That is the next thing. Yeah, we have to ask ourselves, does it work? Now, there is something called local and production. I'm going to explain those two things. And before I explain it, I want you to try and explain to me if you know the meaning of local and production. So go to the comment section and type in, if you know the meaning of local and production, explain it. What is local and what is production? So somebody is asking what browser we use. I just use Google Chrome. And there's a reason why I use Google Chrome. I will get there. You'll see later. I use Google Chrome, but there's a simple reason why I use Google Chrome. So the question is, what is local and what is production? That's what I'm asking. Somebody said local is small use, production is larger use. That's nice. Run the results. Okay. What else? Let me see people from our here also too. I'm going to explain how I ran it in my browser. You get, I'm still currently running my browser, but just answer me. What is local and what is production? Now, let me explain. Now, local is what I'm currently doing right now is what we refer to as local, running it in my browser. The current URL is what? localhost.5173. If I give you this URL, it will not work for you. Do you understand? If I give you this URL, it will not work for you because it is local to my system. But production means we've created it into a public website, and then I can just give you the website link, and then you can open it. That is production. Do you get? So local is on your computer. Local is for you. Production is for everybody else. Are we in agreement? Type yes if we're in agreement to understanding local and production. I need to see that yes. is important. Good. Now, how did I get here? Now, when you build a system, you get everything is still pretty much in code. What you now do is, I don't need to talk about compiling it and code. What you do is get the anti-gravity system, you understand, to make this thing into a local website. You get what anti-gravity does in the background is it compiles it, if it's built in React or not, it compiles it and packages it as a website. So it's like when you want to make a sandwich, maybe not a sandwich per se, but basically if you want to make, say, burger, for example, you put the bread, you put the meat, you put the lettuce, you put the, what do you call it? You just put everything into, if you want to make bread and egg, you put the bread will be there, the egg will be in the middle, and then you cover it with the bread again. You get, so basically what happens is this anti-gravity that we are using, you get, it presses everything together so that we can view it. Remember, as you can see now, if you want to start reading the code, look at what it's going to look like. Do you want to start reading this? You understand? This is what it's going to look like. Do you want to start reading this? Do you want to start reading this? This is not what we want to read. We just want to see the website ready. Remember? So that is where we are. Okay. So now, back to where? Back to our platform now. Now we need to check if this is working. And the only way to check is what? Is to type in the code here. Do we understand? Do we understand? Are you with me? So we need to type in our verification code here. Now remember, how does this know what the verification code is? It's because we've given it the code, original code for our drug. Remember what we're building is for drugs. We've given it the original code for our drug. So what we do is simply, let's type in original code and then fake code and see. So where are our original code and where is our fake code? And how are we going to find it? We're going to find it because we already know it. These are our original codes here. So if I type in this code now, for example, and paste it here and say verify. Oh, let me use the first one as an example. And say verify and say verify code. This code now is part of the 10 original codes that we generated. If I click this verify code, what do you think will happen? Do you think it will work or it's not going to work? I'm interested. What do you think it will say? Okay, somebody is saying it will work. Okay, I'm not sure yet because I've not tested it. All of us are going to be testing it together. You get, it should work. So let's click on verify code here now. You see, it says the drug verified, the drug code is authentic. It said the drug is authentic. But hear me out. I feel like this verify is not catchy enough. You understand? I feel like it's not catchy enough. So what I'm going to do is we'll tell the system, you understand? So actually, like when the code is correct, it should create the verification and make it super pleasing for us to see. And when it's wrong, it should do the same thing. So let's go back to our prompt and then let's tell it when a drug is verified, make sure to show us in a nice way on the screen and make it beautiful. Celebrate it. And when a drug is fake, make sure to alert us instantly. Now, does anybody know why I'm doing this? Why I'm asking is to make sure that it shouts to us when the drug is real and when the drug is fake. It's because right here, even though it says verify, it just looks very simple to our eye. It's just simply verified. You understand? It does not, so it means that it's easy for people to even miss and they will not be sure if it's verified or not. So when you're building a product, You have to put these things in mind. You get, so we've said, even though this drug is verified, I feel like we can do better than just small, writing it verified, small. What if we make the whole screen very fine and it's green and then it shows check mark, verified? You get, and then we know that, oh, it's verified. And if it's not verified, it will show red, cancel, that it's not verified. I feel like that would make it much more easier for our user to see. Okay, so the code is currently what? The code is currently working. All right, so while this is working, let's quickly jump in, go to the comment section and type in the question that you want to ask me, whether there is a part that you do not understand, whether there is a question you have. You get, type in the questions. While this is working, I want to ask a question. So thank you. Anti-gravity is partially free. It's a little bit tricky. Anti-gravity is free right now to use. You get, anti-gravity is currently free to use right now. You get, you just have to connect your Google account. So you have to log in to Google. Everybody has a Google account, a Gmail account. So you have to log into your Gmail account. You get, but so now we've done that update. And then let us test our drug again. Now, when you do an update like this, you get, we want to, when we come back to the page, we reload the page so that everything is working well. So now let's test in our code again the second time and see what the AI has done to make it better. When I click on verify code now, so Netlify is also free. GitHub is also free. You get, everything is free. Now, of course, there are paid plans, but we don't need that. We don't even need the paid plans to do anything we want to do right now. It means we can use ChatGPT for free. We can use anti-gravity for free. We can use Netlify for free. And then we can use our GitHub for free. Also, somebody asked, when building a product, can we save and continue later? Yes, you can save and continue later. You don't have to sit down and finish everything at once. You get, sometimes you should even do that. See, when you're building something, you get to a point where you're tired and you cannot think straight again. What you need to do is relax, go and do something and come back. See, no matter what you do, you cannot finish everything in a day. You get. So, okay, good. So yeah, how do we save? This saves automatically. So let's test this our verify code and see. So we click on verify code now. Let's see what happens. It still shows that this is authentic, but it gives us a little bit of design here now, and the variation is more bigger. You understand? But this is still not enough. We still want to tell our AI that we need it to pop up on the screen. You get? So let's go back and tell it one more thing again. Make the code verification dramatic, and let's it create a modal. A modal is like a pop-up. Let's create a modal in the center of the screen with a big check mark, with a big verification mark. Do something like that. Also, if the drug is fake, then make it red. So what we've done now is we fine-tune. So that's what we call fine-tuning. It's like, let me see a very good example. Is when you're cooking. Me now, when I'm cooking, say I'm cooking stew now, rice and stew. When I'm cooking the stew, I don't necessarily know how much salt I need to put inside the stew or how much Maggi. So what I do is I put the stew and Maggi, I put the salt and Maggi first, and then I mix it together and then I taste it. And I'm like, this Maggi is not enough, or this salt is not enough. What do? You add small join again. Sure, you understand? So that is, you are fine-tuning it. So we've done it. We've finished building it, but we're like, this thing should be better. We should do it more. We should make it better. So we talk to the AI and say, I want this thing to be better. You get? So please type fine-tune in the comment section. Let me see that you are with me. I need to know people who are with me. Good. Exactly. So we're asking the system to do what? To make it more dramatic and centered. You get? To make it fine. You get? Remember, some of our users are old people. We don't want them to be pressing their eye to be saying, is this thing correct? Is it not correct? They cannot see it very well. They need to be able to see that is correct instantly. It is very important. Evangeline is drawing something on the screen. What is this? Okay, so our AI is building. It should be done soon. Okay. Okay, so let's reload our page. Then let's type in and code and see. Do you see? Do you see that it's verified now? Wait, can everybody see my screen? I'm not saying.
Yes, we can.
Okay, good. Okay. All right. But can you guys see? So now this one and the previous one, which one do you prefer? If a drug is verified, which one do you prefer? You see how it's much more easier now. You get now. Let me do it again. Sure you see. Now let us now try writing a fake drug. Sure, you get. Let's try writing a fake drug. So let's say instead of these two, now it's 9 that is there. We just made up this number now. You get, instead of these two is 9, and then we'll type in a fake drug. Let us see what happens. Sure, you see. Verification alert. Immediately you see this one, you know there is danger. Now, with this now, do you agree that when somebody who is buying a drug types in copies the code from their drug, remember this is our drug, and then they paste it in the comment section, you get, and they're able to see whether it's real or not. Do you think this would help them? Do you think this would be useful to them? Yes or no? Now, do you also think, which one do you think is much more easier, doing this or calling Mr. Patrick every day to ask if our drug is real or if our drug is fake? Okay, all right, so let me go back, let me go through all the steps again and explain. Remember, how did we start? We started by what? Thinking about the problem. That was the first thing we did, was thinking about the problem. And then the second thing is we came to ChatGPT to tell ChatGPT the problem. You get? And ChatGPT gave us a prompt. You get? And after that prompt, we decided to do what? We downloaded anti-gravity. You get? After we downloaded anti-gravity, we open anti-gravity, and this is anti-gravity. And then we type in the prompts that ChatGPT gave us to anti-gravity. And then it did was it built the website. But even after building the website, we could not see the website. All we could see was a code. So we did what? We asked anti-gravity to compile the website. You get the way you make burger now, you compile it, bread and egg, you compile it. So we asked it to compile it so that we can see it. And when it's compiled it gave us a what? A temporary, let me say it again, give us a what? A temporary web address. This is something I've not mentioned before. Now, over here, you see something called localhost.5173. That is the temporary web address that anti-gravity gave us. I did not mention it before. You get? But that is how it works. So when you build something locally, remember I asked something before. I said, what is the difference between local and production? Local is when it's on your machine. Production is when it's out to the public. Sure, you understand?
local is when it's on your machine. Production is when it's out in the company. So now we've built it, but we want to see it. You get? And then that is why anti-gravity gave us this local browser that, oh, type this in your browser. So we just take this code and then we open our browser. Let me do it here again. And then we type it. You people can see that this code, this is anti-gravity page, right? And then what we do is, this is it. And then we tap it and then it opens instantly because it is what? It is local to our browser. Are we on the same page? Somebody said, how does one run the result of the prompt given to anti-gravity? What do you mean run the results? So when you give the prompt to anti-gravity, here, this is the prompt you give to anti-gravity here, this section here. You just let it work and then it will build everything for you. Remember, this is a no-code lesson. You get? So the goal is for us to build something useful without having to manually write code. That is the goal for us, if you remember. You get? So what we've done so far is anti-gravity has done what? Given us the prompt, built the prompt into a code, and after it finished building the prompt, we ask it to compile it for us. And then after compiling it, we did what? It gave us the web browser. Sure you understand? And then after it gave us the browser, we went to our browser to check it. Now, somebody asked a very important question. He said, can the verification app be hacked into? First of all, anything can be hacked into. You get? However, the more secured a system is, the harder it is to be hacked into. For example, your house. When you want to sleep at night, you lock the door. You get? You lock the door, you lock your window. When you are going out, you lock it. Now, even though you've locked it, people can still get in if they want to get in. Sure you understand? They can still try breaking the door. It is there. So the harder your door is, the harder it is for people to break in. But imagine if you did not even lock the door at all, you just opened it down. Anybody will just rush and enter. But somebody that wants to enter and say that the door is locked will be like, let me not enter, the door is locked. Do you understand? So yes, everything. So everything can be hacked into, but the more secured it is, the harder it is to hack into it. Now, what we've done so far is we've built our word system. Now, this is something I like to do on Chrome, is when you right-click on Chrome and you click on Inspect, you can actually now see that app in any style of mobile. Remember, our users are going to be using mobile phones a lot. Not everybody will carry a computer to be checking a code. Do you remember? Do you agree? Let me ask you a question. What device do you think most of our users will be using to check the phones, the code? Let me know if it's a computer or a phone. Okay. Somebody's asking me, how can this be secured? That is a long story. We cannot talk about it here. We have limited time. But yeah, definitely it can be 100% secured or 99% secure. Let me put that. So now,
Hi, Sultan. We've shot past that time by 24 minutes.
Okay, I will round things up very soon now. Don't worry.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So what we've done is when you click on this and click on inspect, what happens is you see the mobile view. This is what it will look like on the phone. You get? So remember, on the computer, it looks like this, wide. You get? This one is beside each other. As you can see, this and this are in different locations. But when it's on the mobile phone, they are under each other. This is called mobile responsiveness. So that is the whole point, is when you are building something, you have to think about the people who will use it. It's very important. Okay, I have a question. Prevention the fake drug or developer are able to create a code that matches the original code. Is there a way to solve this kind of thing? Those are edge cases. Those are not primarily. If the code and the developer are able to, those are external factors, not part of the system building itself. You understand? Okay, the next thing is if you want to launch, I don't think we'll have time to launch the app publicly, but if you want to launch the app, that is where GitHub comes in. Remember I said we'll have 4 products that we use. We'll use ChatGPT. With ChatGPT, we use Netlify, we use GitHub, and then we use anti-gravity. You get, so far we've used ChatGPT, you get, we've used we've used anti-gravity. We've not used GitHub and Netlify. So GitHub and Netlify comes in when you want to push this app to production. And what I think would be a very good assignment to do is for everybody to first of all make sure that they create a GitHub account. You get, that is where you start. Create a GitHub account and then read on how do you push a what? A local product to production using GitHub and Netlify. So the question is, let me type it here. Let me type it. So how to push a project to production using GitHub and Netlify. I've typed it in the comments here. So that is what we now want to, what you have to take time and think about. You get how to push something to production using GitHub and Netlify. But let me give you what it looks like. Netlify is like your public computer. You get a computer that lives in cloud. So right now, this thing is working on your own computer, but other people don't have access to your computer, so they cannot see it. But what if we put a computer in the center of the cloud and everybody can now connect to that computer? You see that it makes it easy for everybody to use. Sure, you get. That is how you should think of deployments, production. Is instead of it working on our computer right now, and I want you to, if anybody here now watching this, if you want to test this, you cannot test it on my computer because you are not with me. But if my computer was publicly available to everybody, all you have to do is also just type in this local host and just check on your computer. But because my computer is not connected to everybody, what happens is we have to look for a computer that is connected to everybody, and that is where GitHub comes in and Netlify. So take your time. One of the things you need to learn to do is you read articles and then you watch tutorials. You get, and ask, how do you connect Netlify to GitHub to push a product live? You get, so just Google how to push a product to production. In fact, if I Google it right now, let's see what will come out. How to push a product to production. So, you see, there are a lot of video articles telling you how to deploy GitHub project to Netlify. You get how to use Netlify with GitHub. You get, so the whole concept of learning is for people to teach you 5 things and then you learn 10 extra things with it to make it 15. Yeah, because think about it, it's not possible for one person to teach you everything. But what you need to understand is what is possible and the concept of how things work. You get, that is the whole idea. When you understand that concept of how things work, you can easily learn more and build more and even achieve way more. It's very important. You need to learn how to learn. So thank you very much, everybody. I really appreciate the time that we've spent together. But yeah, we're able to build just one of our products. But you can see that it's fine. It works well. It verifies the code that we want it to verify. Good. So let's test. Finally, let me test one more code again and see. Remember, we gave it a lot of code. So let's test another one again. And then let's test another one. And let's test it. See, verified. And then let's test a fake one. Let's change this to 6. See, wrong. Now let's test it in what? In mobile view this time around. Oh, not here, sorry. Let's test it in mobile view. Okay, so this is what it looks like in mobile view. So let's test it in mobile view. If you test it in mobile view, this is what it look like. You see, verified. Somebody said, try the first code. Why do you want to let's try the first code. The first code is this. Let's try the first code. And then let's try the first code. Okay, let's verify. See, verified. The first code is verified also. So when you see this, you know that our job is what? Verified. So everybody, I'm pretty sure that there will be things that I've explained that you do not understand. You get, and it's part of learning. You get, so what you would need to do, you can only do this on your computer. I'm sorry. This can only be done on a computer because anti-gravity is only available on a computer. What I need you to do is take your time, watch this video again, you get, and make research, read, watch tutorial. You get, think of a product that, you know what? I want to build a school management system. You get, and it's going to work. How can you move the code to VS Code? It's the same way you open any product. It's the code is saved as a file on your system. You get, and then you can open it in VS Code if you want. Assignment is what? Learn how to push something like this to GitHub and Netlify. It's very important. And what you do is once you're able to push it to GitHub and Netlify, those two things are for free. Go to Twitter and tweet at Axelton and show me. Send the link. Tweet the link and tag me that you've done it. Don't ask me how do you monetize the product. That is not part of the class. That is not part of Mr. Patrick. Mr. Patrick, help us. That is not part of the class. You get, that's it. But yeah, thank you very much, everybody. This has been an amazing session. I love this.
Thank
and
you.
yeah, I'm voting for everybody.
Thank you so much, Sultan. Wow, I'm sure we have all been able to, get a better understanding of, how to build with AI tools. I told you today's session was going to be double the value. Double the value. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sultan. So I'd love to see comments. How was the session for you? Because of time, we're not going to be taking questions. We're going to wrap up here. So please, let's all say a very big thank you to Henrietta, to Sultan. You've done an incredible job. Drop your favorite emojis. This session is going to be available on YouTube, so you can go back and rewatch it. Don't forget to do the assignments, do a research on how to deploy an application to Netlify with Git and GitHub, using Netlify and GitHub. Follow Sultan on X and also Henrietta on LinkedIn. Awesome, awesome. So one word, how was the session? One word before we wrap it up. Awesome, educative, insightful, superb, fantastic. Love that. Impacting. Thank you, thank you, thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Very impactful. We are grateful. It was really eye-opening. Multinastic. Elaboratingly explicit. You guys are taking this far and beyond. Awesome. Wow, wow, wow. Thank you. All right. Awesome. So don't forget, You have a few weeks to complete your knowledge showcase solutions. You've been equipped with the necessary skills, knowledge that you need to turn your ideas into, practical solutions. Make sure that you apply them. Anyway, if you don't try what you've learned, then you won't have anything. And don't forget to reach out to your community managers if there are questions and areas where you need further clarity on. There's also going to be physical orientations across all states. ALCs will have state level engagement sessions with fellows in their states, just to help you gain clarity, reinforce the rules and expectations, within each of your states. Submission deadline is 24th of March. And you have to try and make sure your submissions come in before that time frame. All right. I wish you guys all the best. Please ensure that you put your best effort into this. See you guys in the next session, Iterating webinar. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye-bye.